शम्भो महादेवा
शम्भो महादेवा शिव शम्भो महादेवा
शम्भो महादेवा शिव शम्भो महादेवा
हर हराय भव भवाय शिव शिवाय नमः 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
शम्भो महादेवा शिव शम्भो महादेवा
शम्भो महादेवा शिव शम्भो महादेवा
हर हराय भव भवाय शिव शिवाय नमः हर हराय भव भवाय शिव शिवाय नमः हर हराय भव भवाय शिव शिवाय नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय
शम्भो महादेवा शिव शम्भो महादेवा हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं हरि
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं
हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं हरि
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं
हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं हरि
नाम बिना आनंद नहीं
हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं
नाम बिना आनंद नहीं
प्रेम भक्ति बिना उद्धार नहीं,
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 गुरु सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं, गुरु
सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं,
गुरु सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं, गुरु
सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं,
हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं,
जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं, जप ध्यान
बिना संयोग नहीं,
जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं,
ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं,
प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, प्रभु
दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं,
प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, प्रभु
दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं,
दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, दय धर्म
बिना सत्कर्म नहीं,
दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, दय धर्म
बिना सत्कर्म नहीं,
भगवान बिना कोई अपना 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 नहीं,
साई नाम बिना परमात्मा 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 नहीं,
हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन
बिना सुख शांति नहीं,
हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं,
हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं,
हरि धर्म बिना उद्धार नहीं,
प्रेम भक्ति बिना उद्धार नहीं,
गुरु सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं, गुरु
सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं,
साई भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, साई
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं,
जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं,
जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं,
प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, प्रभु
दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं,
दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं,
धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं,
भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं,
भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं,
साई नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं, साई
नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं,
साई नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं,
साई नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं,
हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि आनंदमय जय नारायण, हरि साई आनंदमय जय नारायण, साई आनंदमय जय नारायण, वसुदेव नंदन राधा जीवन, वसुदेव नंदन
राधा जीवन,
वसुदेव नंदन राधा जीवन, वसुदेव नंदन
राधा जीवन,
परमानंदा माधवा,
परमानंदा माधवा,
परमानंदा माधवा, हरि आनंदमय जय नारायण, हरि आनंदमय
जय नारायण,
साई आनंदमय जय नारायण, साई
आनंदमय जय नारायण,
वसुदेव नंदन राधा जीवन, वसुदेव नंदन
राधा जीवन,
परमानंदा माधवा, परमानंदा माधवा,
परमानंदा माधवा,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण हरि नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
नारायण साई नारायण,
हरि आनंदमय जय नारायण,
Ram, good evening and namaste to all. We would like to welcome Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai to this Yugadi celebration. Before starting any program or event, it is tradition and considered auspicious to invoke the Lord Ganesha. He is considered the remover of all obstacles, and we call upon him today to ensure the success of this event. Now the youths will come on stage to chant the Ganesha mantra. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananantva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvanutibissida Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaj Virvajanivati Dinama Mitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswate Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Shri Sai Ram. We give our humble pranams to our dearest Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, and we honor the Reverend Guru and mentor Sri Satya Sai Baba, who has guided him on this path of selfless love and service. We will be the MCs for this program tonight. My name is Pranjali.
My name is Satvik.
My name is Swati.
And my name is Harsha. To our wonderful audience, including guests seated as well as those tuning in to our live stream, which, by the way, will be available to watch on the Education for All YouTube channel post-event. On behalf of the Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission and Education for All, we give you our warmest welcome.
We would also like to give a special mention to our dignitaries who have joined us today, including the Indian Consulate General Ramesh Babu, Dr. Indra Krishnan, representing the Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, the Honorable Neera Bal, Appellate Judge of the Georgia State Board of Workers' Compensation, Mr. Clayton Lee, President of the nonprofit Georgia Anti-Crime Council, and Representative Todd Jones of the Georgia House of Representatives, District 25. We would also like to give a special shout out to the youngest dignitary attending today. At only age 24, he's contesting as candidate for the Georgia Senate and has the potential to become the first Gen Z senator of Georgia. Representing District 48, we have with us Georgia Senate candidate Ashwin Ramaswamy.
We also have presidents and representatives from various organizations here with us. To name a few, the Indian American Cultural Association, Vishwa Hindu Parishit of Atlanta, North America Telugu Association, Baptist Sri Swaminarayan Temple, Hindu Temple of Atlanta, Kerala Hindus of Georgia, Nrupatunga Kannada Kuta, and Thai Atlanta.
I'd also like to extend the welcome to Sadhguru's entourage, many of whom have accompanied him on his tour of Europe as well as the Northeast regions here in the States. Sadhguru's European tour began in Turkey, spanning Croatia, Italy, Greece, and London. Upon reaching the States, along with visiting numerous American cities, he touched down in Fairfield, Iowa, where he was honored with the Doctorate for World Peace at Mahirshah University. We are delighted to have all of you here with us finally in the capital of the Peach State of America, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yugadi, also known as Ugadi or Samvatsaradi, marks the beginning of the Hindu New Year. On this day, it is tradition to get up early, have a sacred oil bath, put on new clothes, and share sweets. But Yugadi is more than a New Year celebration. Yugadi is also a time to reflect on our past year, as well as reflect within oneself. As Sadhguru says, selflessness and service is the key to internal transformation.
In the spirit of Yugadi, we would like to call up to the stage the program coordinator, Shivaram, to give a few words on the mission of Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai and the goal he has been working towards tirelessly. a goal of unity, peace, and transformation.
Sairam, good evening and namaste everyone. My name is Shivaram. On behalf of Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission and Education for All, I would like to wish you all a very happy Yugadi. Thank you for coming and gracing this occasion in the holy presence of our beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. To many of you whom I have personally invited, my family and I are delighted to have you here in our Yugadi celebration. Though I may not get a chance to meet each of you in person, I thank you so much for accepting the invitation and participating today. Yugadi refers to the first day of the Hindu lunar calendar, which is an auspicious moment, as we all know. And also, please, if you can open up the PowerPoint slide, if you have. Thank you. Yugadi is a time for families to come together and celebrate. We are overjoyed to see that members of all walks of life throughout the community, even out of state and country, have gathered here today like one big family. Sadhguru's mission is also focused on family, or bringing people together as one family. But his family is much larger. For him, every individual in this world is his family. His is one big family. It is one world for him and one family. For Sadhguru, all are equal, and his helping hand reaches wherever help or guidance is needed. So it is truly one world, one family. Therefore, this is a family event, that of one big family, so please be relaxed and enjoy. Now briefly about Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai. Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai spearheads a unique global mission across 32 countries. Since 2011, Sri Madhusudan Sai has established institutions of excellence in education, healthcare, nutrition, spirituality across the world. Currently, he is serving with the 28 educational campuses, 15 specialty hospitals around the world, also serving 9 million children nutrition every day. And most of it, all are provided free of cost. There is no billing counter in any of these undertakings. Tomorrow is also World Health Day. It's such a coincidence, and happy World Health Day to everyone. Now we will briefly play a video that displays all about Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai.
One world, one family, an ancient ethos that ensures happy and harmonious living is the mission statement of the young humanitarian and visionary Sri Madhusudan Sai, who walks the footsteps of his master, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the 21st century spiritual master and philanthropist. Christened as the Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission, several institutions of public service have been established in just the last 12 years, touching and transforming the lives of millions of individuals across 32 countries, with its epicenter at Sathya Sai Grama in the village of Muddinahalli near Bengaluru Airport in the South Indian state of Karnataka. Drawing its inspiration from Sri Sathya Sai Baba's message of love all, serve all, this mission aligns with the promise of the 2030 UN Agenda for Sustainable Development, leaving no one behind. Its charitable trust, the Prashanti Balamandira Trust, which is in consultative status with the Economic and Social Council since June 2023, has been officially registered on the National Stock Exchange's Social Stock Exchange as a social entity, not-for-profit organization. Nutrition, education, and healthcare are fundamental rights of every human being and every child, and it is the collective responsibility of the society to ensure that these basic needs are made accessible and available for all without any discrimination and absolutely free of cost, believes Sri Madhusudan Sai. Thus, it all began. Let no child go to school hungry ever is the motto of the Annapurna Morning Nutrition Program, which started in the year 2012. Today, healthy morning nutrition in the form of cooked breakfast or through the Sai Show multi-nutrient supplement is served to 9 million school-going children in 25 states and 4 union territories in India and 5 countries overseas. 678 million nutritious morning meals have been served as on date by India's largest morning nutrition program. Feed the World is yet another global nutrition movement that has served about 5 million meals to needy homeless individuals in over 15 countries. In the field of education, this mission has established about 28 educational campuses in India and 2 campuses overseas to bestow values-based education completely free of cost to about 4,500 children from the rural strata of society from grade 6 right up till doctorate studies. The Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, which is the higher education wing, has established India's first free private rural medical college, Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, on the 25th of March 2023, and it was inaugurated by the Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. With the vision, in the rural, of the rural and for the rural, the college has commenced with 50 students in September 2023, and it shall mould rural youth into capable and compassionate healthcare professionals to serve rural geographies. The university celebrated its second convocation on the 3rd of July 2023. Srimati Draupadi Murmu, the Honourable President of India, presided over the convocation and gave away gold medals to 17 students and conferred honorary doctorates to 5 eminent individuals. About 50% of these students are first-generation graduates, and about 66% hail from families that are below the poverty line. On the healthcare vertical, over 29,000 pediatric heart surgeries and cath interventions have been done since inception in 2012 through 5 single specialty heart care hospitals in India, the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Centers for Child Heart Care at Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Maharashtra, Telangana and Karnataka, and 2 such hospitals in Fiji and Sri Lanka. It is the world's largest chain of pediatric cardiac hospitals without billing counters. Conducting research, academic and training programs in pediatric cardiology, nursing and allied healthcare services are other functions of these hospitals. 5 specialized Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Mother and Child Hospitals, 15 Sai Swasthya Primary Care Wellness Centers, Sri Sathya Sai Arogya Vahini Mobile Hospital Services, Aruike Multi-Specialty Hospitals in Nigeria, Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Medical Center at Clarksdale in the Mississippi State of USA, 2 multi-specialty hospitals, Sri Sathya Sai Sarla Memorial Hospital in Karnataka and Sai Arogya Multi-Specialty Hospital at Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh, are providing their services completely free of cost to the needy. Sri Sathya Sai Sarla Memorial Hospital adorns an additional feather to its cap for being the teaching hospital for India's first free private rural medical college, Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. 11 centers for human development have also been set up across 10 countries for conducting several service and spiritual activities. In the last 12 years, $200 million have been invested globally for these benevolent acts of goodness through which several lives are being illumined every single day. Sri Madhusudan Sai says, "In a society, it is always about the survival of the weakest and not survival of the fittest. We must develop this sensitivity towards the needs of the less privileged and must hold ourselves responsible for each other. Only then can we create an equitable society for the future generation. The onus is on each of us, for the inevitable truth is that every individual's prosperity depends on society's collective prosperity. After all, we are all one connected whole."
Thank you. In the United States, Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai's global humanitarian mission is represented by 3 501c3 non-profit organizations: Heart to Heart Foundation, Divine Will Foundation, and Education for All. Heart to Heart Foundation focuses primarily on the healthcare aspect of Sadhguru's mission. I think you can change the slide, I guess. Next slide. Okay, this one. While Education for All organization concentrates on the education initiatives and schools related to Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai's mission. This event here in Atlanta is organized by Education for All organization as part of their efforts to further Sadhguru's vision and bring his blessing to the community. Education for All aims to provide private education to rural children in India through residential campuses established by Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai's global humanitarian mission. We currently have 28 campuses across 20 districts in Karnataka, 1 district in Telangana, 2 districts in Tamil Nadu. Additionally, we have schools in Nigeria and Australia, expanding Sadhguru's vision of education globally. Furthermore, the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, under Sadhguru's guidance, offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs in science, arts, music, and Vedic studies. The Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research also provides medical education, including MBBS, DNB, and nursing programs. As you all know, all these programs, be it from the 6th grade until PhD, everything is provided free of cost. The children come just with one pair of cloth, and everything is provided to them, including tuition, boarding, lodging, food, books, and everything. It's completely free. And given the rural setting of these institutions, many underprivileged girls and boys from impoverished backgrounds have been able to benefit from Sadhguru's transformative educational initiatives. There is so much more I could share about the remarkable work being done by these organizations. However, instead of continuing to describe it, I would like to invite you to watch a short video that summarizes the essence of Sadhguru's educational mission and the impact it is having on the lives of the countless children.
When I was in 8th, a sudden that my father passed away due to sudden stroke. My mother was a daily wage worker, became the sole breadwinner of the family. Since my mother used to go to work every day in the morning, she was not able to prepare food. We had to go to school on empty stomach. But here, life took a different turn. Since I joined in Prashanti Bal Mandira school, every day I used to get hot breakfast and they started taking care all of my expenses and requirements.
ರೊಕ್ಕ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೋರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೊಟ್ಕೆ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಕೊಟ್ಕೆ ಕಲಿಸ್.
I lost my mother when I was 5 years old. For few years, my relatives took care of me. In 6th, I joined Jaipura. I learned many things like teaching of Apara and Paravidya. The best gift which I have received is the gift of education, which in my village, many children did not get it. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your support. Your support is helping me to realize my dream.
I could see how education was being offered as a noble service to society. This inspired me to come back and serve in the school where I received my education.
And this slide has all the contact details. I think also you might have received a flyer. If not, while going back, you can take the flyer. It has all the details of how can you contact us and things like that. And now, 2 of our schools, Gayatri Niketan for girls and the Tumkur for boys, have sent their warm wishes to all of you. And we have a short video. They wishing happy Yugadi to everyone. They specially made this video, especially this is early in the morning for them. And, they said that, we would like to make this video and send it to you, and they want this. But it's not done in a very short period of time, but they did a good job, please.
Our beloved elders, dear brothers and sisters of USA, hearty Sairams to everyone.
Here we are, your little children of Swami's Gayatri Niketanam Gurukula. Our loving wishes to all of you on the occasion of Ugadi, the New Year.
Shubham bhavatu navavarsham. Atyadbhutam bhavatu Krodinama samvatsara.
ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಚಾಂದ್ರಮಾನ ಯುಗಾದಿ ಹಬ್ಬದ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಉಗಾದಿ पंडुग ಶುಭಾಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಗಳು.
गुड़ी पड़वा त्योहार के हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं.
Wish you happy Diwali. We love you all. Thank you. We wish you happy Diwali.
Thank you.
From the Georgia House of Representatives, District 25, which encompasses South Forsyth and North Fulton counties, we would like to now call up to this podium Representative Todd Jones.
I get the opportunity all the time to be exposed to so many things. And with this, the only word I can say is I am so humbled. We are blessed with, over the last 10 years, over 1 million people have moved to our state, and a lot of them from outside of our country. And this diversity, not just of religion of race, of nationality, but also of background and commitment. But one world, one family speaks so much to what we want to be here in Georgia. I can only thank you and everything that you have brought with your organization. I want to thank everyone out here for letting me be part of the program. You definitely didn't come here to hear a politician speak. So what I want to say is, on behalf of the state of Georgia, on behalf of the governor, we thank you because you make our state better. And we hope that we serve you and we make sure that you make being here better. So thank you so much.
Sir, we have something for you. Please go up forward. Please go forward. We would now like Todd Jones to take a token of appreciation on behalf of Sadhguru. We are honored to have Indian Consulate General Ramesh Babu amidst us today. We'd like to call him up to the podium to give a few words.
Sai Madhusudan Sai Garu, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, I will wish you, on behalf of Consulate General of India, I would like to wish Ugadi, happy Ugadi. So Ugadi is made of two words, basically, Uga and Adi. It's the beginning of new life. So that's the meaning. So let's have a better life. We are all having a good life. Let's have a better life in our life chapter. Better one, happy one, prosperous one, very peaceful one, healthy one, and a wealthy one. So on the blessings of Satya Sai here, let's wish all of you have a very better Ugadi. Coming back to this ethos of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. See, that's the value system where Indian American community is very successful here. We embrace every place as our world and everyone as our family. That's a basic value upon which the success of Indian American community lies any elsewhere outside India, including in India. So that's the same motto you have taken, like nutrition, health, and education, literacy. These are the two core values for any society to prosper. Your achievements and the organization achievement, all the volunteers and all the supporters are doing a wonderful job because that's an amazing presentation. I thought I read it, but while you see, it's very heart-touching, and wish all the Ugadi for all your organization to have better 1 year. So all the best wishes and happy Ugadi. Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Now we would like to request the Consulate General to receive a token of appreciation from Sadhguru. Sadhguru, we have a special surprise for you and some exciting news to share with you all. The Governor of Georgia, moved by Sadhguru's humongous philanthropic efforts, has personally sent a welcome commendation letter. A commendation letter recognizes and honors outstanding accomplishments and contributions issued by the state. On behalf of Governor Brian Kemp, Dr. Indra Krishnan has been instructed by the governor to come and deliver it personally to Sadhguru. We would now like to request Dr. Indra Krishnan to come to the podium. Dr. Indra Krishnan is on the Georgia Board of Healthcare Workforce, initially appointed by the former governor, Nathan Deal, and then reappointed by the current governor, Brian Kemp. Recently, Georgia State Capitol passed a resolution declaring February 20th as Dr. Indra Krishnan Day, honoring his services which positively impact the state of Georgia. Please welcome Dr. Indra Krishnan.
Thank you. Happy Ugadi to everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, I got to confess something. 2 weeks back, I did not know who you are. So when I received a message about you coming here, I read it like you have some connection with the Clarksdale Healthcare Clinic. So I'm on the board of Third Eye Dancers, a non-profit organization which collected $10,000 last year to this healthcare clinic. So I remember this Clarksdale. So I message Raja Sharma, Priya is here, his wife is here. What is the connection between Sadhguruji and Clarksdale Health Clinic? How naive this question is, right? And he explained. Then I read about you. Amazing. How much of work you have done in the young age service. I have read and seen so many spiritual people, but at the young age, spend that much of a time, commitment, healthcare, education, and nutrition. Unbelievable. Unbelievable and impossible. It's so impossible, even the letter made an error. I'm going to come to that in a minute. So let me read the letter. State of Georgia, Office of the Governor, April 6, 2024. Greetings. On behalf of the state of Georgia, allow me to join in welcoming Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, to Georgia in honor of the significant contribution he has made in the fields of rural healthcare, nutrition, and education. Embarking on the path of service at a young age, Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai has dedicated his life to serving others. He established 5 specialized hospitals, 30 educational institutions worldwide, including one in our own DeKalb County, as well as a nutrition program over 900,000 children in India and surrounding nation. It should have been 9 million. When the secretary, whoever typed, he made a mistake, 0. He might have thought 9 million impossible. Dr. Indra Krishnan made a mistake, so it could have been 90,000, so it's not. So there is an error, sorry. It was delivered at last minute, so I could not make the correction. My apologies. So the letter continues. The humanitarian initiatives championed by Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai have made significant impacts on the state of Georgia and the entire globe, and his presence in our state reminds all Georgians to do our part to make the world a better place. I hope his visit to our state is a blessing to all those who have been impacted by his work. Sincerely, Brian P. Kemp, Governor.
Now we would like to request Dr. Indra Krishnan to receive a token of appreciation from Sadhguru.
We would also like to take the time to recognize renowned entrepreneur and philanthropist, Mr. T.R. Reddy, for his attendance today. Mr. T.R. Reddy immigrated to the United States in all the way back in 1968 and had a successful career in engineering where he ventured into building his own two companies, Power Control Systems and an associated company, Powerline Inc., all the way back in 1985. After experiencing tremendous business success, he also ventured into the philanthropic realm and gave back to the local community. Mr. Reddy currently serves on the board of directors for the Salvation Army and is also a local Rotarian. He's a founding trustee of the Hindu Temple in Augusta, and along with his wife, Dr. Niranjani Reddy, who is a professor at the Medical College of Georgia in Augusta, has established the T. Ramachandran Reddy and Niranjani Reddy Foundation, which has done many good works in the local community. Thank you for your attendance today. We would now like to kindly invite the distinguished dignitaries to please come to the stage to greet Sadhguru and participate in a photo session. This includes Indian Consulate General Ramesh Babu, Dr. Indra Krishnan, the Honorable Neera Bal, Mr. Clayton Lee, State Senate candidate Ashwin Ramaswamy, and Mr. T.R. Reddy. Now felicitating the Honorable Neera Bal. Now felicitating Mr. Clayton Lee. Now felicitating the District 48 candidate for the Georgia State Senate, Ashwin Ramaswamy. Now felicitating Mr. T.R. Reddy.
Doing for all the service Sai doing for the uplifting the poor children, I want to offer a small token of appreciation and humbly 1 crore rupees.
Dr. Satira? Yes, all together. And before we give the mic to Swami, we would like to recognize that Swami's nutrition mission through the Annapurna Seva program is now going to be serving 10 million children daily, giving them nutritious breakfast and school lunch to ensure a healthy life for all those children who are underserved. And now we give the mic to Sri Sadguru Madhusudan Sai.
Swami.
What is it? Before me? Okay. The ladies first. So there are some ladies from this group who want to speak before me. I have to introduce them. This is Dr. Gaudami. She is also the director for our Clarksdale Medical Clinic. And
Check.
She just was there in Clarksdale yesterday. We were there, and today we are here. And she's from this area, therefore she's a part of this club.
Sai Ramal, I'm Gautami Mohan. I was practicing for 25 years as a pulmonologist and an intensivist in South Carolina. I feel so proud and lucky to be part of Sadhguru's mission. I'm a full-time volunteer as a medical director at Sai Sanjeevani Clinic in Clarksdale. We take care of all the uninsured people, and we are very proud to help the Clarksdale community. I'm more than happy to share all our experiences and what we do in Clarksdale Free Clinic. I'm also a proud participant of Education for All. As Sadhguru has taught us, the only way we can serve God and reach God is by serving the humanity. We don't live in a bubble where our children and ourselves are protected. Without taking care of everyone around us who are unfortunate, we cannot do better without serving everyone in this world. So I'm a proud participant of Sadhguru's mission. That's all I want to share with you. Yeah.
Namaste, Sairam. My humble pranams to the divine lotus feet of Sadhguru. My name is Priya Sharma. I work for People Shores, and Swami is the founder of the People Shores. As mentioned by the governor for the DeKalb County, we are here. Swami's mission is to help the impoverished and underdeveloped communities, and one of the initiatives is for us to provide jobs for them, give them the education that's needed to get into an IT infrastructure or IT development or any other IT jobs. So this DeKalb County is one of our underpoverished areas. We also have the same kind of establishment, or initially started at Clarksdale, Mississippi, and we have one more organization in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and we also have it in New York, Bronx, as well as in New York, Brooklyn. So these are where we are partnering with the communities and developing and bringing them on board, giving them a sustainable living with jobs and education. And that is also, though it's not been mentioned anywhere in this, but that's also been a bigger initiative that's been going on. And I'm very, very humbled, and I'm very happy to be part of this mission and to work on this. So I wanted to share this, and I'm also part of the Education for All team. We work as a team together in here, and part of Swami's missions, we can take part in any of the mission. It's so large, it encompasses the whole world right now. Thank you.
Sairam Swami. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm Jayanti, and I'm a proud participant and Swami's One World, One Family mission. And I participate in all of the missions because I love all three. And I believe in his philosophy of this, the fundamental right of a child to education, health, and nutrition, which is a responsibility of the entire society for ultimately the child becomes an asset or a liability to the society at the end of it. So we providing the support in the initial stages is much better, and empowering our own society by our own small gift of education or nutrition or health care. And I would request everybody to participate in this and empower our world and truly make it one world, one family for all. Thank you.
Sairam, everyone. Hello. I didn't know I'd be speaking today, but I'm Tony and I'm from Clarksdale. I came from Clarksdale. And I just want to say how my heart has opened and how humbled I feel to be participating in this mission. You know, the key to getting out of poverty is education. But a child can't learn if they go to school with an empty stomach. If they don't have a roof over their head, they don't know where their next meal is coming. They don't know any of that. No child can learn. So the three go hand in hand. But educating a child is to remove him from poverty, his family from poverty, his neighbors from poverty, the area from poverty, the region from poverty, the nation. But it doesn't work in isolation. It goes rippling effects through all of us because we're responsible for the education of children everywhere. The children are our future. And so it has been such a heart-opening experience for me to be part of this. I am so grateful and I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you.
Sai Ram to everybody. Good evening, and Sai Ram Swami. I'm Chitra Mani. I'm one of the physicians in the Clarksdale Clinic, and we have been trying to reach out to the community. As many of you know, Mississippi is the poorest state in this country, and we have so many people who need our service. All I can say is this is the best opportunity we've been given to serve. And you know, I have so many stories to tell, but there's no time. But I really think all of you should consider coming and visiting Clarksdale to see the work that's being done. And our hope, and not only are we helping the patients there, we also go out into schools. We do school teaching, health education teaching. And I'm also very proud to be a participant of the EFA, or Education for All, which really is dear to me because coming from India, I know how important it is to educate all our children, because by education, we give them the best opportunity for life. And thank you, Swami, for giving us this opportunity.
Based on what Chitra said, I want to add a few more words on that. I know most of you are helping the Saiji and doing, but for those others who are not doing, you know, we got educated in India, free education. Taxpayers of India paid for us. Without that, we would not be here. So plus, we took a seat of one of the guy, while we being higher graded, so we pushed one of the guy down. When they have the admissions, you have 200 admissions. So if some of us got in between or on the top, one guy was pushed it down. So all we have to do is our responsibility. Just bring one student, educate one poor student. We owe a debt, unwritten debt, loan. So let's pay a fraction of it back. Just a small fraction of it. 1/100th of it. Also, let me share something. Americans are very generous people in the world. If you look on the Google, people who make $60,000, They donated 3,200. We are the highest earners in America, making $110,000 average, but good many of us make 200 or more. Let's donate 1%, not 8% as Americans do. Let's pay it back. Give support to Modi ji, what he is doing on a higher level. If you go to the villages, the schools are so bad. The students are so dull. Since they cannot get the school education, they become rowdies, they become vagabonds, they become what is. So I was telling Saiji what we are doing. We are providing a private teacher before school, after school. And our schools, the school where I went to school, I think some of you know, stood #1 in the district after 2 years. Now we have 60 teachers in different villages doing this after-school program. Just so, if you cannot do directly, let's offer to Saiji. He can take care of it. But remember, we owe a debt. If you die without paying, God is not going to accept you there. You better pay off that debt. If you are really religious, pay off that debt. Okay. Thank you.
Now we would like to invite Mr. Praveen Puram to speak.
Hi everyone. Thank you Sadhguru for blessing Atlanta to be here. And thank you for all the dignitaries for coming and everyone spending time here. I will not take much time. Once last year I connected with Sadhguru. I asked him, what can I do? He only said, you can connect people and make it happen. So that is where I'm trying to connect people and know about this one family, one world. And we all can support, not only in India, here. Everyone can do free education, free nutrition through this mission to your own villages. You can choose your school and they will make it happen. So that's all I can tell. And if any questions, please reach out so that we can do wonders. Again, thank you so much for coming here and thank you, sir.
Now, on this occasion of Yugadi, we ask Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai to share his benedictory message.
At last. So much has been spoken and so wonderfully spoken from the heart. Thank you, Mr. Reddy, for that additional input, that we have a burden of that. We have a moral obligation towards our country, towards our people, and we can't leave them behind. I think that should be the Ugadi's message, that you can't afford to forget your obligations, your responsibilities, your duties towards your people. And I think if each one of us just helps one more person, the world will become a better place to live in. On that note, since I've been asked to speak on Ugadi, and this is supposed to be Ugadi function, in India, Ugadi is a big thing, especially in the southern states. This is the first day of the year. Actually, the date is on April 9th, but we are celebrating pre-Ugadi celebrations, these are. And as it was mentioned, Ugadi is made of two words, Yuga, Adi, beginning of a new time. Yuga means just, it means a measure of time. It could be a year, it could be 10 years, it could be a century. So a certain time begins, a certain period of time. Adi means the beginning. So that is why we celebrate Ugadi. And in India, the new year begins in spring, in the spring season. And that is again very significant because spring is about beauty, it's about prosperity, it's about everywhere you see the nature growing and becoming more and more wonderful. So it's about looking forward, looking towards a better life, a more beautiful life, a happier life, a prosperous life for all. That is the understanding why Ugadi is celebrated in the spring season. In every year, in every time, anywhere, one cannot expect to be happy always, in the sense one cannot expect that only favorable things will happen to oneself. So our Indian culture is so deeply philosophical that we just don't celebrate festivals without certain rituals in it. And these rituals convey the significance of the festival. So during Yugadi, they make a Ugadi pachidi. Those who are Telugu speaking or Kannada speaking or even Marathi speaking, they know. It's a chutney that is made with several things, but Bevu Bella they say. Bevu means the neem flowers and Bella means jaggery. So you mix these two, that's bitter and sweet experiences of life. That's what that chutney symbolizes. So you make that kind of chutney and then you lick it, you taste it. And elders give a spoonful to the kids and the family members and their loved ones to convey that yes, a new year has begun with great hope, with great positivity, but beware that this year will also bring some happy days and some not so happy days, some sunny days and some not so sunny days. But whatever be the situation, remember that all this is God sent and accept it with fortitude and move on. Don't get depressed when things are not going your way. Don't get too excited when things are very favorable. So this idea of equanimity is the idea of Ugadi. And this equanimity is a very, very deep-rooted spiritual virtue that Indian philosophy teaches. Come what may, remain equanimous, it says. Arjuna asked Sri Krishna when he was confronted with this dilemma of how to kill his own kith and kin. And that was a very big job because he had to face his own grandfather Bhishma, whom he loved so much, and his gurus, the Dronacharya and the Kripacharya, and his own people on the other side as well. And he was acutely aware that there are people on this side also who will get killed in this war. So somewhere he felt that this is not possible for me. And that is the time when Krishna gives him the sermon on the battlefield, one and only, and tells him how he has to do his duty without getting affected by any of these. Dharma is what he must do. Whether good results come out of it or not so good, whether he likes it, he does not like it. First of all, it is not about him in the first place. It is about doing the right thing. And when we do the right things, we experience, whatever we experience, we must accept it as prasadam. It is gift of God. And that is what Ugadi is. So Arjuna asked Krishna, are there people in this world who can deal with all situations without getting fluctuated, without getting distracted or disappointed? Are there people who are equanimous? He asks Krishna, Sita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava Sita prajna kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. Are there people in this world who can maintain equanimity at all times? How do they look like? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they sit? How do they behave? These are the questions Arjuna asks. And Krishna replies, yes, there are people in this world. And he replies, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtaha stita prajnas tadochyate. Who are these people? He explains. These are the people who have no desire for themselves. See, when desires are there, selfish desires are there, then all these disappointment happens. When there are selfless desires, there is nothing called appointment, nothing called disappointment also in that. In the sense, nothing called pleasure and pain for them. They just do their duty in this world as a part of their role in this great drama of the universe. So they just perform their part. And what comes out of it is none of their business. They leave it to God. So the idea of Sita Prajna is that they're happy within themselves because their happiness comes from doing their duty and not keeping an eye on the result. And those are the people who are truly the people of wisdom. So how do we celebrate Yugadi? Yugadi is also called as Samvatsara. Samvatsara means a year. So Nutana Samvatsara we say, a new year. But Samvatsara also is a very deep word. It says Samam Vasanti Ritavaha Yasmin. It means that period in which all seasons exist equally. That is Samvatsara, that is a year. In India we have 6 seasons. And you experience all these seasons at certain point in time. Every 2 months the season changes. So you have heat, hot summers, then you have rains, and then you have autumn and winters and pre-winters, and then you have spring. You go through all these experiences through the year. You don't complain. I just want a nice, somebody who loves cold, he says, I like winters, so let it be winters all through the year. I don't like summers. Let summer not happen this year. Unfortunately, more and more summer is happening with climate change. But Nobody can demand this from God or nature, that I want to have only a one kind of life. I don't want any ups and downs. I want a life which is very smooth. That's not possible. So what do we do then? How do we live this life, samvatsara? Accepting that all kinds of situations will come in life, yet we must have the fortitude, the equanimity to deal with it with the right attitude. And the attitude is, I'm here to do the right thing, to do my dharma. In the process, even if I have to face certain obstacles, challenges, ups and downs, I must accept it and do what is right. We can't become like Arjuna, complaining about when difficult things happen and happy only when good things or easy things happen. We must accept everything in our stride and continue to walk towards this goal of attaining that perfect equanimity. So what can we do then when you celebrate Yugadi, when you celebrate the Nutana Samvatsara, the new year? A new resolve. And the new resolve is not about doubling your turnover and getting the next promotion and putting kids in the Ivy League colleges or buying the next big house, and all that may happen, may not happen. We do not know how the year turns out to be. But one thing that we can still do is a greater spiritual resolve to develop that state of equanimity, that to be able to accept things with the right attitude, that whatever comes is for our good. And we shall learn from that and grow further. That should be the ability we should develop when we are starting to celebrate next year. And as per Panchanga, the astrology, this year is called Krodhi Nama Samvatsara. That's a very scary name. So far it was Good Shubhakrita, Shobhakrita, means all good and auspicious names were there. But this first name comes with Krodhi, means full of anger, full of resentment, full of anxiety and lot of such things, lot of negativity. So already the year is coming with the title and it's warning us. Like, you have this traffic signs which tells us, slow down, or there is a steep turn, or animals are crossing and things like that, be careful. And Krodhi Nam Samvatsara says that year itself is designed in such a way that it will inspire a lot of anger at every little situation. So you can lose your cool and lose your equanimity at the drop of a hat. So all the more be careful, because situations and circumstances may be such that it will test your resolve to remain equanimous. So that is another beauty about our astrology and our scriptures, that they already warn you what kind of time is ahead based on the study of planets, and those who believe in it. Even if you don't believe in it, there is no harm in knowing that if the year turns out to be not so good, we must still develop this ability, what I call a spiritual muscle, to deal with it. And develop equanimity, that whatever comes our way is for our own good, and we must see the silver lining in that dark cloud and see how we can learn and grow from there. So when challenges come, you see opportunities in them to grow and develop. And that is how this year should also be treated. While whatever happens on the outside, that you cannot control, but whatever happens in the inside, that is something that we all can control. And that is what we need to work towards developing during this year and years to come thereafter. Ultimately, in our scriptural injunctions, it is said the one who has developed this steady state of mind, that is what is samadhi, it's called samadhi, means that mental fortitude or that equanimity of mind. The one who has developed, he has attained everything in life. There is nothing more to be attained. That is moksha, that is nirvana, that is the ultimate highest goal. When you develop that steady state of mind where you don't fluctuate with passing times or changing situations, like swinging like a pendulum. So people ask me, how do I know that I'm growing spiritually? Because I'm putting efforts, I meditate, I do seva, I'm a member of this education for all, and I send donations. Am I growing spiritually? They ask me. I tell them, you ask yourself, how much do you fluctuate in any situation? And how quickly do you come back to that state of steadiness? That is the measure of your spiritual growth and spiritual progress. So earlier, somebody said something and you went swinging to the other end all the way. And then you swung all the way back to the other end, You know that you haven't gained much of spiritual fortitude. But now, even if somebody says something, you just move a bit here and there, but you settle down quickly at the center when there are no emotions, no thoughts, no such judgments and analysis. Then you know that you are growing spiritually. So how do you measure your spiritual progress? This is the meter. Fluctuation meter. How quickly you come back to the original state, that is important. And this is what we all have to apply on ourselves, because nobody can tell us from outside how spiritual we are. People can put whatever they want and wear dresses like me and things like that, but doesn't amount to spirituality. It only is an internal measure. It's a very personal internal measure, and that one knows for oneself. One can smile on the outside, but if one is crying inside and complaining inside, they are not growing spiritually. So ask yourself through the year that if you are faced with the same situation as the last year, how are you taking it? How are you reacting to or responding to it? And even if you fluctuate and you go this way and that way, how quickly are you able to come back to that state of steadiness? The faster you come back to the state of steadiness, the lesser you fluctuate, the better is your spiritual progress. So that is something that you can apply in your own lives on this occasion of Yugadi. It gives us another opportunity. Every year gives an opportunity. Oh, we didn't do very well last year, no worries. You are getting one more year to set right all that which you didn't do right. And you can grow from here. That is the compassion of God. He gives us another year to live. And since we are all alive at this moment, it means we still have work to do. Otherwise, God would have, as he said, God would have accepted us by now. He hasn't accepted, means we have not done our job still. He's not too keen on seeing us too soon. So we have some job to do. We have a purpose to achieve. And as I said, one way is to, of course, help everybody around, because there is no greater spiritual service to anybody than to begin with, to give them what they lack. Mahatma Gandhi said, there's so many hungry people in the world that God cannot but appear to them as bread. So for a hungry person, God is bread. For the naked person, God is clothes. For a homeless person, God is shelter. For a sick person, God is medicine. For a lonely person, God is a kindness of a company. For anybody, God is what they lack. So let us bring God into people's life this way to begin with. When we have everything, then God, when we think of higher spiritual goals and things like that. But there are so many people in this world who still not achieve the basic fundamental requirements of life. And we are all blessed with more. And I will, since Ms. Reddy started this topic, so I must close it saying that this is an obligation which has come to us by virtue of what we have received from the society. You may say, no, I don't know who paid for me. It was, you can always pass it of saying that that was my country's obligation towards me, and I was born in the country and government was to take care of me. I'm a voter and I voted, so I should deserve this. But then I have to remind you what John F. Kennedy said to the Americans. Ask not what your country can do for you, what America can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And that's the right attitude. And I have to borrow it from the President of America, the previous former president, because he said it right. He hit it on the head when he said, ask not what others can do for you. Ask what you can do for others. And that is life. Then you expand, then you grow, then you evolve. Selfishness constricts your thinking, it restricts your love. It makes you a smaller person. But life is about expansion, about growth, about evolution. And that comes when we think of more people. So this mission's motto, one world, one family, you see, that was chosen only with this idea that if we can think that the other person is also a member of our family, irrespective of whatever state or country or religion or philosophy they belong to, they are our people. The moment you think like that, the whole perspective towards the society changes. Why we should come in Clarksdale, Mississippi, like a place? It's like back of the beyond. And yesterday I was talking to one of the people over there, part of the Mississippi's whatever economic council, and he said that, and by mistake it came out of my mouth, God for second place. And then I apologized. He said, don't apologize. This is what it is. It's God for second place. Nobody comes here. But we went there because we started these people shows, and I'm glad that Priya mentioned that, because she is now handling one of the centers here in DeKalb County. And this is about providing jobs to the underprivileged people, especially from these communities which are African American communities, a lot of immigrants and people who do not get jobs, and then they are a burden to themselves, to their families, to the society at large. So to them, they train them, they upskill them, they build capacities and put them, and you will be very glad to know, today I was talking to the founder, Murli, whose wife is here, Sudha. She joined, but he is going to Florida, and because they're opening one more center in Florida, in Tampa. That will again take people and give them training. So they train youngsters and then they put them in jobs, and after a few months or years of job with them, they are mainstreamed into larger companies. And these companies are very happy because as part of their ESG, they're more than happy to take these kind of candidates who have already been trained well. So they don't have to go through the training programs. And many of these companies sponsor these training programs because they think that's how you can integrate into the mainstream society. And you would be very happy to know that some of them who were like yesterday I met a person. His story is from flipping burgers to making bots. That is his story. So he was flipping burgers in some restaurants. Now he makes bots, AI bots for various organizations. So many stories. I have gone to Brooklyn. I've seen so many immigrants who told me such stories about their transformation. And some of the large companies, they sponsored these training programs. And today the result is that after they were trained for a year, these companies have absorbed them into their companies as employees, regular employees. Imagine these were cab drivers or retail store workers or sometimes just newspaper distributors or something like that. They have become mainstreamed. And you know what is their salary? They are now earning anything between $100,000 to $120,000 a year. And these were those burger flippers some time ago. This is what we can do if we all get together and help each other. Since Priya mentioned that this was not mentioned in our video presentation, so I'm making that extra effort to tell you all about this story, that how many youngsters have been uplifted, they've broken that generational cycles of poverty, and they are the first very well earning members of their families. Now what is this going to do? It will have a ripple effect. They will pull out 10 more from their community and get them trained and get them into jobs. They will sponsor somebody's education because they're so grateful. When I was in Clarksdale yesterday, they were so grateful for the opportunity that has been given to them. So what can we do for the society? Let's give opportunity to more people. We received this opportunity. Luckily, when we were studying, there was no war. We were not in a country like Ukraine while we were doing our medicine or engineering or something like that, so that our country could provide for whatever we needed. We didn't live a life like many people live right now in Gaza Strip and all that Middle Eastern region. We were not in Sudan or maybe some of those, African countries where terrorism and till date there are people. I was told by somebody just 2 days back that they were working, he's from World Food Program, they do a lot of food work. And they told me that he has seen the camps in Kenya, Sudan and such places where the children were born in those refugee camps. They have grown up in the refugee camps. They have never known something called a home. They've never been outside these camps at all. So 20 years, 15 years, they're living in the same camps. So there is a world out there which looks like that too. We are fortunate that God has blessed with us with some dignified life where we have a job, where we have income, we can look after our families. But with that, we should not just become insensitive to those who are left behind. Somebody has to go back for them and get them with us here. And that is our job as a mission. So one world, one family. You can work in any country, any part of the world as you feel. But as I said, more than anything else, if many of you are Indians, I would first remind you about your responsibility towards your motherland, your Matrubhumi, which is to do something for those kids who are left behind. And that is what will help the world become a better place to live in. Everybody makes small sacrifices. Every drop makes the ocean. So on this Yugadi, yes, on one side, a spiritual resolve to develop more equanimity, more steadiness, and less fluctuations in life. That's on one side. On the other side, making other people's lives better. That could be the other social side of our resolution. And of course, if we do these things, God is going to be happy. He will bless us with whatever we need. And that will help us also to live our lives better. So that is my view. I am very happy that Education for All could invite all of you. Many of you came and you have participated in this program and you have appreciated it. Particularly, I also want to convey appreciation to the Office of the Governor who took this extra effort to recognize our work. And I speak and I accept all these on behalf of hundreds of thousands of volunteers working day and night across the world. Some of them are here, the girl power of Clarksdale Clinic. You can see all of them are women. And they do such a fantastic job of whatever is given to them. that is how we are making a difference. You can be a volunteer, you can share your time, you can share your skills, you can share your resources if you have some extra resources to spare, but do something. Just can't afford to do nothing. That's not possible. So we have an obligation of love towards our people, towards all, especially the less privileged, and let us fulfill those obligations and find the true joy that comes with giving, and that lasts forever. It doesn't diminish with time. With this message and lot of blessings to the team of EFA, Shivaram, and these young kids, young adults, they have taken the responsibility of conducting the program, and I feel very hopeful when I see these young people, because I know that the future is secure, because these people are now taking charge, and they talk to a lot of kids over here. They conduct a lot of training programs to these kids, and I'm very glad. Please come up on the stage once more. I just want you to, please, those who are coordinating, I'll quickly give you come. That's Satvik. He's doing an internship in IT and learning AI. And he also conducts a lot of training for the kids around in the community. Satvik, there, you look there. Okay. Come here. You want to introduce all of them? Everybody, just tell what they
This is my sister Swati. She's a student at University of Georgia.
This is Pranjali. She's going to medical school soon, so congratulations to her.
And this is Harsha.
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman.
If you have any questions other than this Krodhi Nam Samvatsara, you can ask me. Don't ask me what are the predictions, whether there will be cyclones and wars. I'm not going to answer all that.
Yeah, please just raise your hand if you have a question, and I'll bring the mic.
Thank you so much for your talk today. It has rejuvenated me again. And I'm Nazira, and I want to ask you that once we leave the door, then the world strikes us again. We go back to family and work and business. But what is one thing that you would advise us, a simple thing that we can do every day to maintain that equanimity or even initiate that equanimity within us?
I think like everything you learn and you achieve only through discipline, this kind of spiritual growth also requires discipline. We generally do not miss appointment with our bosses. We don't miss with dentists, which is very important, you don't get again. And we don't miss appointment with the airport or catching a flight or a cab driver, but we always miss appointment with God. Because we feel God can wait, He can adjust. Like, I think that if you see the most neglected or most adjusted entity in our lives is God, and then our parents, and then our spouses. That, in the chronology like this. So God can wait. If I could not meet God today or spend that 5 minutes by myself sitting and talking to God within, whichever way you think of God, a form and a formless, a name or a nameless, but that higher power. If we don't keep your appointment with Him, or him, her, whichever way you want to address that power, we are okay with it, and that's not right. Now, you must keep your appointment with that higher power if you believe in that higher power. Even if you don't believe in a higher power, believe in yourself, so you have to keep appointment with yourself. That 10 minutes a day which you want to sit down and analyze how you lived yesterday, what went wrong, what went right, are you on track, are you pursuing this path, are you moving ahead on this path towards equanimity and equal-mindedness. If you're not, then you please analyze and do some course correction every day. So most important thing I would suggest is this kind of introspection every day, a self-audit, or if you can meet with that divine, that God within, and keep that appointment. Don't miss. I'm not saying God is quite compassionate and kind. Even if you don't show up at 9 a.m. in the morning, He will wait for you to view at 9 p.m. in the evening, unlike your dentist. So be kind to God also, who is so kind to us, to spend that little time every day by yourself and try to connect with that deeper idea of divinity. That will help you to make the right decisions, and every day you go back with better understanding of yourself, and that will help you to do things in a better way.
Thank you. I'm Nadia. I'm curious, what is the ego? Is it on our team? Are we on the same team, or are we fighting one another? What would you say about our relationship with the ego?
Our relationship with God.
Ego.
Ego. What is ego first? I think we must understand what is ego. And while there are many people defining, in India or in Hindu way it is ahamkara. Aham means I. When I become more important than anybody else, then I am definitely egoistic. When others become more important than me, when others, happiness, others' progress, others, peace becomes a thing of importance to me, then I think I have lesser of I and more of others. So I think this idea that I am important and I should be sort of seen, known, acknowledged, and respected, and all this is ego. Now, if some people get confused, they say, okay, when we are working, then it may happen that people may stamp over us and they may not respect or acknowledge the work we are doing, especially when you are doing a work in a team. Others may rightfully not give you the credit for what you're doing. Is that, and being okay with it, is that less ego? No, I wouldn't say that is less ego. That is loss of self-respect. So ego and self-respect are two different things. Many people confuse self-respect for ego, and then they don't ask what they deserve in the name of no, that sounds egoistic. No, that's self-respect. You deserve respect in a group, in a society, in a community, and what you deserve, you must get it. And if you don't get it because of whatever reason, you have every right to say it, in a firm way, without being aggressive, that this is what you deserve. So self-respect is one thing, but ego is selfishness. Ego is all about me. And that is not good for anybody. So when you want to deal with people, try to put others' needs and their happiness, their peace before yours. That will help you to get rid of ego. At the same time, you will not lose self-respect. That is how you have to handle ego and with people, yes. Okay, you can stand up, and somebody behind you.
Yes, it's so nice to hear your message. It's so touching. Really, really enjoyed it. But what I'd like to ask is, how do you crank up gratitude? How do you increase the gratitude in your life? How do you crank that up?
Yeah, most of the people, as I just was mentioning, we feel entitled to everything. And this sense of entitlement does not allow gratitude to come into our hearts. We think we deserve, we own it, and we are the fortunate ones, or whichever, we are the privileged ones, and we deserve all that we get in our lives. But that's not true. See, gratitude comes when you always get more than what you have given. When you feel that you have received more than what you have given, gratitude will come. And when does that happen? When you look around and see how many people work for you directly or indirectly to make your life better. You may say, no, but it has nothing to do with the electricity board. It got to do with them. If they don't do their jobs properly on time or whatever, you would suffer today. Similarly, whoever manages the traffic or the roads, or even the workers who are doing all odd chores but making the society comfortable for all to live in, they all contribute to our lives. We don't see them, and therefore we don't acknowledge them. When you think that you have earned it somehow, you deserve it, and you are privileged to have it, you're entitled to it, then gratitude does not come. But when you think that you are receiving so much more than you have ever given, naturally gratitude comes. And for that you have to, as I said, keep that appointment with yourself every day and analyze how many people are helping you every day, directly and indirectly. How much you are receiving for which you have never given anything. And yet nobody is demanding anything from you. And still you don't have gratitude, then I think you are not a good human being. That's all I can say. So being human is also about being grateful. Grateful for so many things. Grateful that there is no war right now. We are not sitting in a war-torn country, hiding in some basement in the cold and the damp things and getting infected. No medicine, no food. That's what Ukraine is about. Or sitting in a hospital in Gaza and suddenly a bomb is dropped and you die for no reason. You lost your parents. You know that your next meal is coming, unlike millions who do not know. So many things are there which we can be grateful for. But when we think, no, I am educated, I am privileged, I am an American citizen, I have all this, I deserve all this, then there is no sense of gratitude. And that shouldn't happen, because I always tell our kids also who are very ambitious, yes, good to have good ambition. That helps you to motivate yourself and challenge yourself to grow. It's a good thing because you contribute to the society, you make some path-breaking initiatives and all that. But look back at those who did not even have the opportunity, not that they were any less skilled or talented or less intelligent than you, just that they did not get that opportunity. Have gratitude that for every seat, as Reddy ji said, 200 people haven't got that opportunity. You got it somehow. And you have to be grateful for that. And this sense of gratitude has to be driven into the minds of all people, especially the younger ones, because they haven't seen the struggles that so many of them are seeing at this point in time, especially kids growing in countries which are developed, which have all the facilities. That sense of gratitude, elders have to tell them that how many people in this world do not have that, right? So that's how you develop gratitude. I have received more than I've ever given. Oh yes, I would like this. Ashwina.
Thank you, Swamiji. I'm curious, you mentioned before about giving back to the motherland, and particularly people who came here as immigrants and how they should give back to their country. For someone like me and maybe some of the other folks who grew up here, were born in the US, to some extent, we are so much to be grateful for, whether it's from our parents who came from India and what came from there, but also growing up in this country as well. True. So what's your message to people like me in terms of how can we best fulfill that debt of gratitude in terms of who to serve, how to serve the best way?
Yeah, I think since in your case you were born here, you grew up here, you received everything from this motherland, right? So you have two mothers now. You have one Devaki and one Yashoda. So you have to be obligated to both, yeah. Right? So you have Devaki, the Mother India, who gave birth to your parents or whoever, and through that lineage you are here, right? So that is the Devaki part of it. But then America took care of you, it gave you everything that you needed, so she is the Yashoda of it. So like Krishna who took care of both the mothers, you have to take care of both the mothers. You have double the job to do.
Thank you.
Saji, I have no words for what you are doing. Such a great job. The other thing I want to bring up is in the villages, I know you are taking them, giving them 100% education, making them perfect people. In the village schools nowadays, I'm sure you see in Karnataka or Telangana, only 10% of the students, they become really something in their life. Village schools. Yes. 90% of them, they're undereducated, dull, they drop off, or even forget education. Is there anything in your plans, or maybe already doing, to help those kids? As I was saying, what we are doing in our villages, we provide private teacher before the school and after the school, help the dull students to become better, become, useful. Yes, you're right. That's my first question. Are you all planning to do anything or already doing?
Okay, let's. Okay. Yes, you're right. Most of the village kids, their aptitude for studies may not be so much, but they're good with many other things also, right. Many other talents. They're good at sports, good with their hands. So what we have done, we also have a skill development center, which gives them a 2-year or 3-year diploma, And we also employ them back in our institutions as far as possible, because otherwise they won't do anything with them. So that way we are kind of arresting this issue of school dropouts. And many of them joined us as paramedics, as nurses, as plumbers, electricians, and things like that. And the other issue of quality of teaching that you were talking about, what we are doing is, we actually started the university with the sole motto of creating educators. So in university's vision is very clear. Anybody who gets education here must become an educator. So our university's graduates and postgraduates have already joined us back as teachers. And now we are sending them out into the community to help more children, get the quality education. And so that way we are able to sort of start solving the problem of bad quality teaching in rural areas.
But are you going into the villages, helping them any?
Yeah, so as I said, what our schools are, we are anyway taking from the villages. Our schools, 100% admissions are rural. Out of that, 50% admissions are reserved for children who are from very, very underprivileged, like they don't have parents or they don't have anybody to take care of them, or their incomes are just not sufficient. Anyway, we don't charge them, but we ensure that 50% is totally for absolutely, below poverty kind. And 50% even if they're okay to do, but they have this value system, they want the children to study in a good environment, we do that. But our Annapurna nutrition program does a lot of work, because they are in almost 100,000 schools. So through those teachers, we are trying to influence the children's education. We call them for teacher training programs, and when they go back, they're able to implement those kind of programs in their rural schools. And we recognize them, and that motivates them to do better. So as I said, not that every school has good teachers, but whatever teachers we have, first we are trying to motivate them and keep them at work. Second, we are trying to upskill them with some training programs. And now with our university itself, we are bringing out teachers. But as is, the problem is so large. We run tuition centers in some of these adopted villages.
It's a mammoth problem.
Yeah, every of our institution adopts 8 or 10 villages around that institution in every district. There we conduct these evening classes for them and also teach them some value systems like speak truth, be clean, don't lie, don't harm anybody, and little of these things which are not taught. But it's like ocean out there to do. And we need million teachers in India who are very motivated, passionate, and who are ready to work in rural areas. That would solve the problem. But that's a long way, but we have begun the journey, and technology is helping a lot. Technology is connecting us to the schools. But yes, long way.
My second question, you already answered partly, having a 2-year diploma.
Yes, that's what we have.
And, teach the skills, what the world needs, not only India, even America. We need the skills. We don't need the graduates anymore.
No.
We only need the graduates, that medical doctors. Everything is done by whom? Software. So if you can use the software, you have a 2-year skill, you got it made. Except the medical doctor. Actually, I asked my grandson to drop off of the college and, learn skills. Software guys have taken over the world. Engineering, architecture, accounting, everything you put in the software, you got it made, except the medical doctors. So you are already doing, I think, you need to change that balance. If you have this many diploma, this many graduates,
kind of.
Raise them, bring them down.
Yes. Well, we have opportunities for them.
You have to bring the number down,
bringing them.
This number.
But we are encouraging them not to drop out of the school as far as possible. At least finish 12 years.
That was I was just
but
saying.
Yeah, after
For
that,
argument's sake, I said.
I know. Otherwise, children will start dropping out, saying that Mr. Reddy said so.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yes, we are working on that. Yes, sure. I think. Okay, one last question. Again, there's between two last questions then.
Namaste, Swamiji. Thank you so much for your eye-opening discourse and then suggestions. It is such a divine place to come. My question is, there are a lot of retired people in India and here who can be involved in providing the community service.
Right.
And they can do many of the tasks that you are saying about educating and helping the rural kids. Is there a platform or an infrastructure available on a larger scale and a scalable model to engage these people, the retired people?
Yes. Yes, those retired people who can't physically come also can participate through technology. Lot of even volunteers from corporates, they take classes, certain subjects for children. So there is a possibility. Telemedicine is another possibility for the doctors who might have retired or even they're working to connect with our rural health centers and do some diagnostic work for them. And that, the remaining interventional work will be done by the hospital locally. But diagnostics, consultations, this is possible with our telemedicine setup. And we are working with IIIT alumni on building a very large-scale national telemedicine network. So those are medical professionals can use that. For teaching side, as I said, you can only participate through Zoom calls with our students on certain subjects because they need a physical teacher in their school. That's the only way education works. How much ever you give videos or you do online training, it really doesn't touch the children much. Not like university. University, you are okay to learn from anywhere. School children need somebody standing there and talking to them. So that's one kind of a limitation. But yes, there are opportunities. Please talk to EFA team how you can connect and do that. The other issue that you will have, of course, is if you want to work in India, then it's going to be the time issue because that's night and here it's day. But if you want to work locally at Clarksdale or some centers around this area, there are opportunities. In DeKalb County, as I mentioned, we have a center. Priya is here. She can assist you to connect with them and you can upskill them. You can do training programs, whatever is needed over there. And we train them in artificial intelligence, robotics, and they're doing very well. These are all kids from this area. And trainers come from everywhere. We recruit trainers who come and do a 2-week certification for them and then they go away. But these people continue to do the work. So if you are IT people, you can also talk to Priya and others here. And for Clarksdale Clinic, these ladies are there. If you're a medical professional, volunteers, you have opportunity. Online teaching and training, to extent you can do for university. But at school level, I don't suggest. I've seen the side effects of it during COVID when we tried to do online. Nobody learnt anything. We just wasted all the time and resources. Children came back less educated than what they were. They need humans to stand and teach. That we cannot change. So that's how. And one last question. The lady was waiting. Yes.
Sairam Swami, thank you so much for everything that you have taught us and your significant service to humanity. It really is just incredible. My question was sort of on behalf of the young adults here. A lot of us are blessed to have careers where we're able to provide for our families. And at the same time, we're trying to lead a very spiritual life. And I've found that a lot of people, especially in corporate environments, aren't very spiritual. And so my question was regarding maintaining that equanimity while working and devoting that service to God. Is it necessary in order to achieve full liberation to have to go to the Himalayas? Can one find real spiritual gain even while working a career in, say, like finance or healthcare or something like that? And do you have any tips or recommendations on how to maintain spiritual progress?
If you want to accelerate your spiritual progress, you can go to Himalayas. But if you want to do it steadily over a period, I gave a thumb rule. As per your age, that is the percentage of time you should spend on spiritual activities, seva and other things. Because let's say you are 25 years old. 25% of your time please spend on spiritual activities, seva. 75% you spend for your career and other goals that you have. When you become 50 years old, 50-50. 50% of your time should be spent on spiritual activities, seva. Another 50% on your managing your families, career and things like that. When you are 95 years old, obviously 95% of your time goes in your own dhyana, meditation, spiritual activities, and 5% just to maintain yourself. So if you follow this thumb rule of age is equal to the amount of time you should spend on spiritual activities and seva, over a long period of time, steadily you will be able to reach there. These spikes, which we get suddenly 10-day courses of meditation or one pilgrimage to some place, these don't last. These don't last. They are not effective methods. You go steadily. And as your age is progressing, you please increase the time that you have to spend towards seva and sadhana. Naturally so, because your career concerns are more or less looked after a certain age and time. Unless you are very ambitious and very greedy. This proportional distribution will take care that you don't get too ambitious. Because you are not meeting the goal of 30% or 40% of your spiritual time. So this is how you can moderate your life, and over a long term, steadily you can, slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And moksha is not something that has to be attained at the end of your life. India has the idea of moksha is Jivan Mukti, which is free as you are, wherever you are. We are in America, India, anywhere. Our scriptures allow that. Freedom from what? Freedom from this attachment and desire and this whole job of ambition and me. That's real moksha. So a lot of people live in the world and live very happy and very contented lives because they're very spiritual. And they don't need another separate moksha. It's not a certificate that you get at the end of your life. You just live every day with this attitude, and it will take care of whatever you need to have at the end of it. So go steady. That's all, slow and steady. I think with this we will close and have a very happy new year ahead. And as I mentioned, remind yourself that you have to spend time with yourself, assess yourself every day and make course corrections, and make sure that you develop that state of equanimity. That is the highest that we can attain as human beings, to stay equal-minded in all situations. That is nirvana, that is moksha in our way. And also be sensitive, be mindful to other people's needs, and help as much as you can. Think of others. Otherwise there is no end to satisfying your own desires. There is no end to it. It's limitless. Somewhere you have to draw a line, say that this is good enough for me. The rest goes for others. Please participate. And our young team is there. EFA is there. Shivaram leads that team. Be in touch with them. Until I see you again soon, hopefully in another couple of months. Thank you very much. A lot of blessings and best wishes.
Thank you, Sadhguru, for the wonderful message. We appreciate you all coming. We appreciate you coming all the way and sparing your valuable time, and we hope to have more and more of you in the future. We would also like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one who helped to make this program a grand success. We have a big list of volunteers and well-wishers who contributed to this event. If any of you would like to be a part of this mission of One World, One Family, please write to us at info@educationforall.org or visit our website at www.educationforall.org. As per the Sanathana tradition, a guru is given the highest position in the society. Guru is the one who shows the guri, aka the goal of life to attain salvation. It is customary in our tradition to honor the guru with arati. We are honored to have our very own Sadhguru in front of us, so we will therefore close this program with arati.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Parti Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Sashivadana Shrikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Apad Bandhava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Devamu Mariyantayu Nive Swami Mariyantayu Nive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupa Ojasviyo Sai Mahadeva Sadguru Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Anduko Mangala Arati Anduko Mandhara Giridhari Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om. Om Jai Sadguru Deva. Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om. Om Jai Sadguru Deva. Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om. Om Jai Sadguru Deva. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय. जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय.
Sairam, please be seated for a few minutes and maintain silence while we are sending off Sadhguru.